Lumix S5. So much camera for the value. You can buy this body only for less than £1,000 second hand. It takes photos and videos equally very well, and the full frame sensor gives amazing perspective when paired with the right lens. It is also my weapon of choice for making YouTube videos. I am aware that this camera was released in 2020, making it nearly 3 years old, but it asks me the question, is the Lumix S5 worth it in 2023? The short answer is yes, and I will cover that in greater depth. In terms of the specs, we have a 24 megapixel sensor, and you can crop in by a good amount and still retain good image quality. For video, you can shoot in 4K, but with 10-bit color space for a more malleable workflow. In terms of frame rates, you can shoot all the way up to 60 frames per second whilst at 4K 8-bit, with the option to shoot all the way up to 180 frames per second whilst at 1080p. Another thing to mention, your footage slows down in camera and there is no need to change it in post. There is a whole array of handy features as well, such as focus peaking, a really long battery life, and extremely smooth optical image stabilization. It is a beast when it comes to low light, and it doesn't even break a sweat, even at ISOs in the higher thousands. The S5 really is a solid jack of all trades when it comes to cameras of that price point, or in general, but here is where the plot thickens. A few months ago, Panasonic released the Lumix S5 II, which is £2,000 body only. And what does that extra grand get you? You get 6K recording internally, meaning you can crop by around the same amount as you could with a 24 megapixel photo, but this time on video. It also has a much more reliable autofocus system to catch up with its other competitors, plus a few more bells and whistles, such as a sharper electronic viewfinder and an even better image stabilization, but the plot thickens even more. There is also a Lumix S5 2X, costing over £2,000, and what that gets you is the ability to record onto an SSD and shoot in Apple ProRes. These file sizes are big, but they can give you extra control in the post-production process. Take some time yourself to think whether you need those extra features. If these features matter to you and you have the extra cash to spend, yes, go for the S5 2X. But a cheaper alternative to this is buying the S5 Mark 1 and putting that extra cash towards an Atomos Ninja 5 recorder, which can be bought for under $400. It will add more bulk to your setup, but it gives you a lovely sharp monitor to view your shots. It records externally over HDMI, meaning it supercharges your camera, so it can shoot 5.9K in Apple Pro RAW format whilst recording your footage onto SSDs. This will give you some of the biggest benefits from the S5 Mark IIX onto the Mark 1. No, this does not give you the better autofocus, but ideally I would encourage you to use manual focus. Also, another thing to consider if you're thinking of upgrading from your existing camera is, do I really need to upgrade my camera, or should I keep my existing camera and just become better at using my own camera? That's the question I always ask myself whenever I'm about to buy a new camera. My personal verdict, as said earlier, is that the S5 is very much worth it in 2023 and probably will be in the next few years. I hope this video helped you make a decision on what camera to buy, and if you're interested in seeing more content like this, please hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell so you can be notified every time I release a new video, and that will be every Friday. Thank you and have a lovely day.